Hello mindful foodies, Inga from Health Origins here. So today I'm going to be making Burmese tofu or soy free tofu two ways. So let's begin. I wanted to make this Burmese tofu for a while and I thought I've seen two different recipes and I thought I want to try them both. So first of all, we're going to be making one from chickpea milk, if you like. So I've got 1 cup of dried chickpeas that I've soaked overnight. So it's 225 grams or 1 cup of chickpeas. So I'm going to add this to my Thermomix blender. Just use any powerful blender you've got. So that goes in. Then we need 1 litre of water. And I've got 150 grams of oats, so rolled oats, or 1 1/4 cups roughly. So I'm adding these in and we're gonna blend this for about 2-3 minutes, just so until it's smooth, nice and white. So that blended for 2.5 minutes and that's looking pretty smooth. So yeah, depending how powerful your blender is, you might need to blend for 3 or even 4 minutes, but I think that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do now, I've got my sieve here and my nut milk bag, if you don't have a nut milk bag, you could use a kind of double or triple muslin cloth perhaps, or even like a clean kitchen towel. Just something to separate the solids, chickpea and oat solids, from the milky liquid that you can see is pouring out at the bottom. So that's like chickpea milk, if you like. So I'm gonna just squeeze that all out. So now I think I've squeezed all I can. It's a really labor intensive process. It probably took me 5 to 7 minutes. So now we have quite dryish pulp, if you can have a look. So I'm just gonna put that in a bowl and I'm gonna try and repurpose it somehow. So maybe do some vegan patties or some kind of falafel balls or something like that. So I'll try and see what I can do with this. So now we've got this lovely milk thing. So I've rinsed my Thermomix, and because obviously I'm lucky to have a Thermomix, it cooks and stirs for me. But if you don't have such an appliance, then just use it on a normal maybe non-stick pan, a pot, and then you're gonna have to cook it and stir it for about 20 to 25 minutes. So I'll get that in my Thermomix, and some starch can settle at the bottom, so make sure you swirl that out and not leave it at the bottom here. So get all that starchy goodness in here. Because the starch from chickpeas and also oats is what's gonna kind of harden and gel it. So I'm gonna put my lid on, and I'm not gonna put that little top bit. I'll let it kind of evaporate as it cooks, and I'll put it on stir, maybe 1.5, just like a kind of constant stir. And I'm gonna put it on boiling 100 degrees. But if you have just a normal pot, maybe just put it on medium low, and then just keep on stirring as it cooks. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this cooking for 25 minutes and then we're gonna check. Oh, actually, I forgot one thing. We need to add half a teaspoon of salt to this as well. So adding half a teaspoon of salt, and it's gonna mix itself. So this has been cooking for 25 minutes. Let's have a look. Yeah, so it's looking nice and thick. I'm gonna just give this a little mix so there's no skin at the top. So just literally 10 seconds on maybe number 5 just to mix it all up. So as you can see, it's nice and silky and smooth. So I've got my glass container, or you could use plastic one as well. I'm just gonna pour this tofu mixture, Burmese tofu mixture, into my container. That's looking amazing. So I'm gonna try and even this out. And I'm gonna let this cool down for probably an hour or so, and maybe I'll let it cool fully in the fridge. So once it's set, it maybe take 3 or 4 hours. I'll probably just check it in the morning actually. So let's get on with the second tofu. Now the second way to make Burmese tofu is the traditional way, made from chickpea flour. So this is gram flour or chickpea flour. In fact, it actually is Besan flour, which is a mixture of yellow split pea and chickpea flour. That's the only one I've got, but I think it should work. Or you could just use pure chickpea flour. So we're gonna need 1 cup of water, or you could potentially use plant milk if for a richer kind of tofu. So and then we're gonna need 1 cup of chickpea flour as well. So that's roughly 1 cup of chickpea flour. In my case it's Besan flour, so as you can see it's a little bit kind of yellow from this yellow split chickpeas, so it'll be a little bit of a yellowy tofu actually. And we need half a teaspoon of salt here. And I'm gonna just mix up with my whisk. We wanna make sure that there's no lumps. And while we're mixing, I've already poured some hot water, so 1.5 cups of just boiled water from the kettle, but I'm gonna just get it back to boiling here as well. So that's looking smooth enough. There are some little tiny lumps, but it shouldn't matter too much. You can use a stick blender or immersion blender at this point to make sure it's like completely smooth if you want. So my water is back to boiling again, so I'm gonna just reduce it to medium low, and we're gonna put this into the boiling water while stirring. So just add it while constantly stirring. So that has thickened up immediately, as you can see. So make sure you definitely stir it and reduce it, because it's actually spitting, so be careful. So yeah, so I'm gonna be cooking this and stirring for about 8 to 10 minutes. So it's been 8 minutes since I've been cooking this, and it's a really good workout for the arm, I tell you. It's quite a physical thing. Before I was working out my left arm, squeezing the nut milk bag with the other one, and this one I'm working out my right arm, so at least, you know, they're going to be exercised uniformly, if you like. But yeah, actually I could have done this in my Thermomix as well. I didn't think about it. So yeah, so if you do have Thermomix, it makes your life so much easier that it mixes for you. So yeah, so I think that is good now. I'll switch that off, and I've got the same glass container here, and I'm gonna pour this out and try and even this out as well. And again, the same, I'll let it cool at kind of room temperature for about an hour or 2, and then I'm gonna finish cooling it in the fridge, and we're gonna check it in the morning. Good morning. So the Burmese tofu has rested in the fridge overnight. So let's see what it's looking like. So this is the one that I made with the fresh chickpea milk and oats. So let's just invert it out. Oh, it's looking nice and kind of rubbery and quite firm. And this is the traditional way made from chickpea flour, except that mine had also some yellow split pea flour in there as well. Ooh, that's out as well. They're pretty much similar actually in their kind of rubberiness, and this is a little bit more smooth. But yeah, that one had a nice and flat surface as well. So yeah, so let me cut some pieces and see what they behave like. Wow, look at that. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut a few. I'm not even sure how to slice them. I'll just slice a piece for me and Mark to try them and see what we think. And then the same here. Nice. Looks good. So we'll see what it tastes like. So I've got my taste tester here for you. So we've got two types of Burmese tofu. So this is Soy Free Tofu made from chickpeas, okay? Oh, so wow. This one is with chickpea milk and some oats. Okay. And this one is made with chickpea flour that also has some yellow split pea flour as well. Okay. But so yeah, that's kind of what's called more traditional Burmese tofu, which is made from chickpea flour. Okay. So if we, taste test them both and see which one is kind of more pleasant or more like tofu-like. Yeah. Okay. Do you wanna start?
Let's do this.
So we're trying this one first.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
I mean, obviously you wouldn't eat it like that. You would need to bake it. Oh. You can either marinate it, you need to bake it as well. But this is kind of like material. So it's quite starchy. You can taste like
the beaniness to it,
Beaniness and starchiness, quite a bit, isn't it?
I mean, it's not horrible. It's just, I think it's because it's not flavored, it's not cooked.
You definitely wouldn't enjoy eating it alone like this. You definitely need to marinate with something. You need to bake it, do something with it. Okay, but let's try this one.
I think it has potential for a pudding as well. Actually, that kind of texture.
Yeah. You could, if you added some sweeteners, perhaps. That might be quite like a jello type thing. But let's
like a custard tart type thing. Yeah. Consistency.
Yeah. So yeah. So what do you think?
It's I think actually you could use them both for slightly different things. So this would be my go-to for savoury dishes, and this would be my go-to for sweet dishes.
Sweet, yeah.
I think they work that way. That one is, you can taste the pea in it.
Yeah.
I
mean, obviously, if you're using just chickpea flour, it'll be slightly different taste again. This one has split pea and chickpea flour, so you can actually quite taste a bit of chickpea. But again, this would be good, I think, if you were to flavor it, if you were to bake it and use it obviously for different dishes. So yeah, quite interesting experiment, guys. So let me know if you try one of these and which one you prefer. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the recipe. If you're new here, welcome to the channel and subscribe for more videos and experiments on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And as always, remember, food is fuel.
So be mindful of what you put in the body.
Exactly. Until next time.
Bye guys.